Hi guys, welcome back to the Yorkshire Modeller. We've now got issue 21 of the Spitfire. So with issue 21, we're getting the control column and the floor for the cockpit, so just a few details here, we'll complete that, and then we get all of the screws ever made. So, now we've still got all the glue and everything from when I did issue 18, so I've done that. For me, it's about 19. For me, issue 19 was done about half an hour ago. That's why I'm still wearing the same t-shirt. I'm not skeffy. So yeah, that's that. We also are going to need these two sprues as well from previous issues with the control stalk, control column. So let's get started with this week's build. So bring me tweezers because I am going to need them. Right, so cut the control grip part K, which is the black one. So this black circular one, making sure that you cut it in the right place. So there's this little bit that's attached to it just down here. That's off, lovely. And that's there. So I'm just going to take all of these parts out of here because there's quite a lot of screws that we get with this one. We also get a little cable there. And these little washers, I think they're washers then. So that's that. Cut the control grip K. You will also need the control column 21.2, which is I can't find it. Ah, there it is. Whew! Good job I didn't throw that bit away, isn't it? There we are. So 21.2. Fit an M2 washer. So these are washers. How detailed is this build though? They're getting us to put washers into things as well so it stays. I'm loving it. So if you look at the two parts themselves, they've got like a feathered pattern on them. Same in that one there. Not very clear on that one, but it is in that one there as well. So the two feathered sides will obviously go together like that, but then they want us to put one of these washers on. So, and then screw into place with a PBW. Right, I'm going to empty these screws out onto my table, but I'm going to keep them all separate because it's like you get two different types of screws per bag. Now, the good thing with hachette that they've done with this and with the Bismarck as well is they give you an extra screw. So if you do lose one, you've always got a spare, which is good. It's nice that they're using that bit of sense that, you know, these are small parts and things can very easily get away from you with these screws. Cut the control grip K, which we've got. You will also need the control column, fit an M2 washer onto one of the so it goes onto the screw. Right, so we've got the screw, we've got the screwdriver. So these washers go onto the screw. That took a while. So, now I've got that on the screwdriver. So, it looks like what we do is we pop these two together, check the orientation of the control column and fit the PWB screw through the hole in the top of the column and screw into the socket in part 20.K, tighten the screw. So, if we line these two parts up, now don't you be playing silly buggers while you're on my screwdriver. There we go. Right, so if I just line that up. go. So, I've not tightened the screw up fully, but that's what it looks like. I mean, you can see there if I hold it straight and then, you know, there's a little bit of wobble. But that will be the back of it anyway, so you're never going to see this bit. That's as tight as it will go. So, that's good. That's tight. Next, take the pneumatic hoses, which are these two little rubbery parts here, and check how the two tabs on part 21.3 fit into the holes on the control column. When you're happy, glue in place. So the silver bit needs to go at the top, and then the other two tabs will go into the two holes a little bit further down on the control column. So if I put a dab of glue on there, dab of glue on there, dab of glue on there, a little bit more at the top there actually. There we go. So that's that. So that's the control column all completed and built. So now we take the T-bar at the end of the control column, which is that bit just at the bottom there, and through a gap in the centre of the cockpit floor. Right, okay. Turn the control column 90 degrees as indicated. The arms of the T-bar fit into the recesses in the base of part 21.1. Make sure that you have the control column the right way round. So, now with this bit, we've got the base of it all here. So what you want is these two fin parts sticking up. The two little pegs, the little kind of indent holes that's on the back of these two just down here, that's where the T-bar is going to sit into. And the hydraulic hoses need to fit in as if they're pointing towards these two fins. So when you put it in there like that, and I'll show you on this camera as well, you turn it 90 degrees so it fits into, oh no, but did that a bit too far back there. So put it a little bit further forward and then slot it into place so it'll sit in. You can see it well enough on that camera like that, and then just on that camera there you can see it as well. So that's that. Now then, I'm just going to get a couple of these little boxes. Obviously you've seen me use these before for keeping parts in. This is just so that I can keep this off my worktop so that it's not going to be, there we go, so that's going to be fine as it is. Step 4, cut part C from frame 20.1, sorry 20.4, holding the, right, so that's this one just, whoops, that's this one just here. Whoop, bit lower down James on the camera. So it's this one just here. So if we cut this off, looks like that. And then it says, holding this the control column in place, fit part C into the cockpit floor so that the frame, sorry, onto the cockpit floor frame so that the sockets in part C are over the raised screw sockets fixed in place with 2 km 1.6 by 4mm screws. So that would obviously fit in that way round. Yep, so I'll move that back, put it into position, that fits over there like that, and then we'll get the 4mm screws. That's one in. That's the other one. And now obviously this is a plastic part that's holding it in, so don't do too much. But you can see there that moves forward and back. It's looking good, looking good. So then if we turn this part over now, so I can get rid of these pots, at least for the time being. They can go just off camera there. Right. So next is cut lever J from frame 20.6, which is the one with the little brass bits at the end. Like that. So it's this one with a little brass bit there. Smooth over. Identify the tab at the base of the control column. There's a slight recess on each side. Right, so on this one, it is this little tab just here. You can see the recess that it's got just there, and obviously it's the same on the other side as well. Take great care when push fitting lever J into place. While supporting the control column, hold the lever as near to the copper end as possible and push the arms of the tab over the base. Glue is not used, so the lever can move up and down. So, all I'm going to do, I'm going to show you on my close cam, so you can see what I'm doing here. So I've got my thumb behind the lever, holding this as tight as I can get it, and then I'm just going to push that on. Go on, go in. There we go. No, not quite. That's the problem because it's curved. It might be easier to do this going top down rather than in at the angle. There we go, so that's on. So you can see there how that will be doing everything. So that's in there now. No glue, obviously. Right, bring the pots back in again because we've got to turn this whole thing upside down now. So that's kind of just swinging the breeze there. Whoa. Right, so next, cut part F from the frame. Now these are, I think these are both part Fs. These two connector sort of covers. So I'm just going to cut them both off the sprue. And then just keep them individually there and there. Oh, actually no, they're not part F. Part F is this one. So this is part F. That one there. So that one is what you need next. So we've got everything turned over. I see where this is going. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to zoom you in a little bit on this camera, just so you can see just a little bit better what I'm going to do here. So, with the floor assembly upside down as shown, fit part 20.4 or part F, which is this one here, over the end of the lever with the brass bits on the end. Once in place, allow the T-bars on the part to rest in the recesses of the cockpit. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to use my tweezers to push that part up. Oh, crikey. Right, okay, push that bit up. Put that on there. Oh, that's better. If I push these really close together, that'll make this job a lot easier, because now these two pots here are holding the bar in place there. So all I need to do now is that little hole, whoops, that's in there, or show you better on that one, is if I just slot that into there like that and then drop that down and then just move that one out a little bit just to drop that down into there. That's it, like that. So that's that bit done. And then cut the two grips D from the frame, fit them over the arm of the T-shaped part and glue in place, fix in place with 4 KM screws, which are these really small ones just here that we get 5 of. going to zoom you out again. So before I do, actually, I'll show you what we're doing. So that part's attached over the pole with the brass bit on. These two pegs here will need to sit into these two recesses. The 4 holes that are either side are going to be covered up, by one of these, whoops, where are you? There you are, one of these pegs. So I'm just going to move this camera out, move this back, so I can kind of see where things need to go. That's that one. These remind me of when I built the, well, I say built, tried to build the Victory, the Model Space, the Agostini one, about 10 years ago. I've got very little modelling experience. I've not built anything for quite a while, and as you guys all know, this Spitfire build has been dedicated to my granddad, because he built more Spitfire models than anybody I've ever met. But I tried to build the Victory, and part of it was using parts like this to attach and build the cannons. And I couldn't do it. There was not a prayer of me doing that model at that point. Who knows, when I've done the Bismarck, the F40 and this one, what build I'll do next. I might decide to do it. I might decide to pick up again on the good old Victory, but for the moment, this is it. I've just got these 3 builds, that's all I'm doing. So those are put in place. So now, I'll just move these out of the way. So now what we have is a control stalk that actually moves. And you've got the motor in there as well. So the piston in there as well. So now we take the cockpit seat assembly, which is obviously this bad boy just here, turn this the right way up, which we've got, and take the seat assembly and fix it in place. 2 large pegs on the base of the seat, which are those 2 pegs there and there, fit into the 2 sockets, which are there and there. Right. And then the seat supports A and B, frame from 20.4, rest on the back of part 21. Right, okay. Turn the assembly over and fix the seat in place using 2 KB screws. So the KB screws that we get with this issue are the small black ones. So if we put that in there like that, so this is how it should sit when it's all, wow, don't be breaking anything now. So that's how it should sit when it's actually put together. So all I'm going to do is flip this over, take one of these KM screws, pop it in the right place. And then if I can just get that lined up properly. There we go. That's one. And that is number 2. So that's the seat and control lever that can actually move. I like that. I like that movement. I like that movement. Right, so take the cockpit assembly. This one from issue 20. Fit the cockpit floor and seat assembly from step 9 into the cockpit as indicated, taking care not to damage any of the small parts. Fix the cockpit Floor framework 20.1 in place using KM screws, which we've got just down here. At the front part, 20.1 is fixed to the base of the cockpit panel bulwark 19.1. At the back, it's fitted to the cockpit. It is fitted to the cockpit port and starboard side framework as shown. So this is the last bit for this one. So we line everything up, slide that up into there like that. And I'm thinking that goes in like that, that's fine. Right, so the screw holes, the 4 screw holes that you've got then are, I'll show you on the close cam, that one and that one at the front, and that one and that one at the back. Go. That's it. That's basically the cockpit now done. So obviously that's where the entry hatch is. So you can see in there all the nice detail, and then looking straight forward there to where you've got the rudder, pedals, movable control column. And that's it. So further control details have been assembled, and the seat together with the framework for the floor of the cockpit has been fitted to the cockpit assembly. So that is basically the cockpit pretty much now done, I would think. There's a few bits obviously to go in behind the seat and a few other bits, but those will obviously come in future issues. With issue 22, what we get is, and let's sort some of these screws out, I've got a massive pile of screws forming here. Issue 22, we get the panel for the fuselage, which will be fitted beneath the cockpit, so that's that one just down there. That video for issue 22 will be up shortly, probably within the next week or so. I am trying to get a lot of Spitfire videos done. I've got quite a few Bismarck videos to do as well. I wanted to get the Spitfire ones done because obviously we're quite far through with the Bismarck now. I think we're up to like issue 70, possibly getting 74 soon. So we're about halfway through with that one. So yeah, please remember to like, share and subscribe to the Yorkshire Modeller for more weekly model building geekiness, and I will see you in the video for issue 22. That one will be a very quick one. You'll see why. So until next time guys, please remember, happy modelling and stay safe.